Okay, so let's do some word problems with distance. And there's a lot of word problems you can do with distance of equations. We're just going to cover one example in this section or in these notes. But technology is now promising to bring light, fast, and beautiful wheelchairs to millions of people with disabilities. A company is planning to manufacture these radically different wheelchairs. Fixed cost will be $500,000, and it will cost $400 to produce each wheelchair. Each wheelchair will be sold for $600. Write the cost function of producing X wheelchairs. Okay, so to produce these wheelchairs, the cost function is going to be C of X. It's going to cost the company $500,000. That's the initial cost. That'll be the cost of the machine, for the building, and so on. It's a one-time cost. And once they pay that initial cost, then it's going to cost them an extra $400 to produce each wheelchair. That's going to be the part for, I guess, each wheelchair, the labor to make one wheelchair, and so on. Now the revenue function, R of X, and how much money they're going to make per wheelchair. If they're going to sell them for $600, they're going to make $600 for each wheelchair at X. And we'll let X equal the number of wheelchairs. Okay, so here at the cost, going to cost $500,000 plus $400 per wheelchair, and they're going to make $600 per wheelchair. Determine the break-even point. Describe what this means. So the break-even point is when the cost function equals the revenue function, and when the cost equals the amount that they made. We're going to do the cost function. The C is the cost function equals the revenue function is the break-even point. Okay, so you have 500,000 plus 400x equals 600x. Let's go ahead and solve for x. We'll subtract 400x from both sides. So I get 500,000 equals 200x. And if I divide both sides by 200, $2,500. So x equals 2,500. Okay, so the break-even point is 2,500, comma 500,000. This means that when 2,500 wheelchairs are produced and sold, the company will break even. Well, I guess we'll think of a good word here. We'll break even. That's a good word. We'll break even. That is the money coming in will equal the money coming out. Think of it carefully. So if I sold, or if the company sold 2,501 wheelchairs, that's the point when they start making a profit. If they sold 2,499, then they're still behind. They're not breaking even. They're losing money at that point. Okay, but 2,500, they're the point that they want to reach, because at that point they're not making money or losing money. Okay. On your own, a company that manufactures running shoes has a fixed cost of $300,000. It costs $30 to produce each pair of shoes, and they are sold at $8 a pair. Do the same thing when you write a cost function, a revenue function, and determine the break-even point. Go ahead and pause the video and do this. Make sure when you describe what it means, you understand what that means, and then replay the video and check it. I made a mistake. So before I go to the on your own problem, I put the $500,000 in here. What I meant to do is when you put $2,500 in here, and you put it into one of these functions, that's your Y value. So that's the money coming in and coming out. So if I put $2,500 into here or here, it doesn't really match one, you get the same answer. You'll get 1,500,000. So 1,000,000. What that means is, so if you sold 2,500 wheelchairs, you'll make 1,500,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. That's too many zeros there. Okay. So you'll make $1,500,000. So when you say the money coming in, what you money coming out, that's 1,500,000. Okay, so go ahead and now do the on your own. If you have already done it already on your own, here's the answer. I got the number of shoes to break even would be 6,000, and 6,000 times 80 would equal 480,000. And I'm not putting the commas in there because I don't want to mix that up with the comma from the ordered pair. So, that means if 6,000 pairs of shoes are produced and sold, then company will spend 480,000 to produce, but we'll make that back in revenue. I'm not sure in my math lab if they want to know the 480,000. I think they do. So once you figure out the break-even point, like the value that they need to sell to break even, then they want to actually know, they might and they should know, or want to know how much you're going to make at that point, how much you're going to make in money, but you also pay out. So they're not really making $480,000. They're paying out $480,000 to make a shoe, but they'll make that right back until the total profit at that point will be zero. Okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Right now we're done 5.1, and you can get started on your homework if you're in my online class. If you have any questions, just make sure you email me and let me know.